Governor Baker also sounding the alarm as clusters of COVID cases have been traced back to houses of worship.
Especially ahead of the holiday season, he wants everyone to take extra precautions. Western Mass News reporter Sabrina Riley has more on what churches in Western Mass are doing to keep parishioners safe.
The big message here is if you go to a midnight service, right? A lot of people in Massachusetts do. Wear a mask, stay with your family, don't go to a before or after gathering.
Governor Charlie Baker giving advice to the Bay State on Tuesday following large outbreaks of COVID-19 in houses of worship. He said Massachusetts epidemiologists have identified 36 COVID clusters associated with churches, synagogues, or mosques. The largest outbreak stemming from a church was reported at a house of worship in Fitchburg that led to 200 positive cases.
I think most faith leaders are stand with the governor and health officials in wanting to do things safely and follow protocols. You're always going to have a few outliers who sort of want to go to the beat of their own drum, if you will. But I think most of the faith leaders we know of and we have communication with understand the seriousness of this and the willingness to create safe worship space.
The Springfield Diocese told Western Mass News they have been watching their numbers closely.
We've had some very isolated instances across our parishes and schools, but they've been very, very limited and mostly all traced to outside of Catholic worship activity.
And while the Springfield Diocese has not seen any clusters of COVID, they are taking every precaution to keep parishioners safe.
And people can feel safe that their Catholic community is doing the best it can to maintain a safe worshiping facility. And Catholic parishes and schools have been very stringent in maintaining the proper protocols that have been put forth by health officials, wearing a mask, social distancing, maintaining in our worship sites under 40% capacity.
They're also heavily sanitizing the building and strongly discouraging gatherings before and after worship.
For Catholics, especially at Christmas, it's very important for them to have the opportunity, if they're able to worship in person. We're a Eucharistic community, and so that's very central to our faith.
Baker said he was sharing this information ahead of the holiday season with that in mind, hoping things don't get to the point where services will again be canceled.
We were denied the ability to worship in person for Easter, and that was a devastating but understandable sacrifice we had to make at the time. But I think so that just has led to more people wanting to come together for Christmas liturgy and to want to have something normal, something regular in this very irregular year.
But if you don't feel comfortable returning for in-person worship,
we encourage you to stay home and avail yourselves of one of the televised masses or your parish's streaming masses.
For Western Mass News, I'm Sabrina Riley.